it's important. If you've never put your kids in a situation where they have to sit down and focus, like in-house. If you don't do that shit in your house, it's no way they're gonna do it outside of your house. You feel me? And all that has to do with, again, when I see a little kid who isn't groomed, not saying thank you, not opening the door for adults or opening the door for women, these are just basic things that we could be teaching our kids. And as parents, that's kind of our job. I know parents who, just because you provide food for your kids, just because you put clothes on their back and provide food for them, that's not where our job ends, family. It's a whole psychological part of parenting that everybody needs to tap into. And all this goes back to, on some real shit, all this goes back to yourself, though. I know a lot of people, and this is my opinion, I'm gonna fuck what nobody say. I know a lot of people who I look at them now, men and women, and I say, okay, that motherfucker shouldn't have had no kids. Period. They shouldn't have had kids. Period. So before we even get to the point where we're being better parents and worrying about grooming and nurturing and all this type of shit, first you gotta look at yourself. Just because we got dicks and pussies don't mean everybody should have kids, family. Like, on some real shit, we should be taking time to get to know the person that we're having sex with, take time to make sure this is the right person, that how we see life is we can bring those two ideals together and raise this child. Sometimes we be just fucking with somebody and you get pregnant and now we thinking about, okay, what kind of parent is this person gonna be? What kind of parent am I gonna be? Where we gonna live at? What kind of job we gonna have? I mean, we thinking about shit after the fact. And I'm not speaking about no other races of people. I know if you poor, you tend to conduct yourself a certain way, so that can be white, red, yellow, whoever the fuck you are. But I'm speaking specifically to my people right now, because that's who I give a fuck about, right? And being a man myself, like I said, who started having kids early, I saw how my immaturity and what I didn't know as a man, that reflected in my parenting, that reflected in how I parented, that reflected in the information I provided my kids, how I provided that information. You see what I'm saying? If I would have waited some time, been more solid myself, had a better grasp of how life works, take more time to create a structured environment based on love, based on finances, based on whatever the fuck it is, I wouldn't have had so many of the hiccups that I had to go through. I had a lot of learning on the job, and most of us do that. You see what I'm saying? But times have to change, family. All of us who have kids, if you have a kid and your kid having a baby at 17, 18, 19, my opinion, this is my opinion, you damn near failed as a parent, in my opinion, because no person is ready to take care of a child that young. That's my opinion. People can think differently. You can think, okay, you have a baby at 18, 19, and then you mature quick, and that could have been you. That could have been your experience. But from what I've seen for myself and what I've seen from everybody around me, everybody I've known that's had a baby at 18, 19, you wasn't fucking ready. So you winging it. You playing it by ear, but we're dealing with a person, though. You feel me? This ain't just like a new job or this is the goddamn human being that we're kind of learning on the job. You see what I'm saying? So, family, if you don't like the system that we live in, if you don't like the injustices that we face, if you don't like police brutality, there's a lot of organizations you can join. There's things you can start. There's a lot of things you can do to combat this. But one of the first things you can do is create structure in your household. That's one of the first things you can do. Take the parenting part serious and the discipline serious, see? Because this day and age, we got a whole bunch of fucking parents that's friends. I've had to deal with that to a degree. You know what I'm saying? In different situations I've been in where the parent, the mom, the dad, or whatever, feels like they cool with the kid. They want to be on the kid's good side. They don't want to tell the kid what to do. I think, and I'm speaking specifically for us as black folks, if you black, and that's your reality, you're setting a horrible precedence for your child, because they're going to go out into the world and they're not going to be ready to face structure. They're not going to be ready to face white supremacy head on. Because when you leave your mama house, my mom used to always tell me, Nobody love you outside of this house. You feel me? And I was always baffled by that. Like, what does she mean by that? Well, nobody's going to give you the benefit of the doubt that your mom gives you. Nobody's going to give you that nourishment, that love that comes from your mom or somebody who actually loves you. That's not how that shit work in the real world, family. So we got to prepare our kids, because if we don't, the system, the penitentiary, the police, they for sure going to prepare them. You feel me? So that's all I want to talk about today, family. Creating structure in our families, man. Taking the parenting thing serious. Making sure we got nephews, we got little cousins, we got sisters and brothers that are young, kids that are younger. Make sure we're explaining to them the importance of creating a structured environment before you have kids. Like falling in love with a woman, falling in love with a man. Like taking time, taking some years to build with this person before you actually just start having children with them. You know what I'm saying? These are things we can do ourselves. When we look at the political landscape and all these different things that are happening that you may not like in society, family, there's something you can do yourself. Create a little person. When you're looking at your children, create a little person that's based on